Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed this week's episode, and we love releasing content for y'all. But one thing we want to put out there, just kind of as a disclaimer or a pastoral recommendation, if you will, is that while we're going through these movies, we certainly have a set list, and not every one of them is our favorite. It is also true that not every one of them we necessarily recommend. So some of them are going to be a little bit more for mature audiences, and a lot of the subject matter and material is going to be for mature audiences. And so we just ask you guys, just listener discretion advised. Me, Marty, and Ryan, we're always going to keep the podcast itself clean. It's going to be clean content, but some of the subject material might be more appropriate for mature audiences. So just keep that in mind. As I said, this is not a recommendation on the films. This is us just walking through each of these movies and trying to put out good content. We love the opportunity for you guys to watch these movies along with us, but by no means are you expected to, and are we wholeheartedly approving of them. So just like I said, listener discretion advised.
Hi, everybody. This is Marty Bedwell, and I'm joined by
Jacob Thomas.
And Jacob, I have just one question for you.
What is that?
I have to run into the town for a bit. Do you think you could watch my sick child, until I get back?
Only if you'll be back by like tonight at the very latest. But if not, I will wait 3 more days, and then I will come and find you and ask the local samurai office where you're at.
Samurai office. That's delightful. Well, everyone, there's your introduction for today. This is 3 Dudes and a Movie podcast, and today we are going to be discussing the movie Hara-Kiri. Jacob has some facts for us. Do you want to kick us off with a little bit of a tidbit?
Yeah. Well, first I want to ask you, Marty, what do you think the difference is between Hara-Kiri and seppuku?
I'm not sure I know the answer to the question. I do know that seppuku is also a movie named after something samurai related.
Wait, do you know what it is though?
Seppuku? No.
Yeah. Oh, you don't? Oh, okay.
Do enlighten us.
Okay, so Ryan, do you know what seppuku is? Oh my gosh.
Ryan also doesn't know.
I am in the presence of the unlearned.
That's us.
So seppuku is the samurai ritual by which you it's a ritual act by which samurai they kind of retain their honor by killing themselves and going into the next world in the afterlife. But it's when they come forward and typically maybe in defeat. So instead of facing dishonor, they would rather kill themselves. Okay, does that make sense? That's very layman terms, as they say.
As opposed to Hara-Kiri.
As opposed to what we watched. Hara-Kiri is basically the same thing, but not, in that Hara-Kiri translated means like cutting open your belly. Do you see the theme there?
Well, they certainly do that in Hara-Kiri.
And the difference is it's not a ritual in that terms. It's much more like it's like guttural, like this happened. Whereas seppuku is like that's the ritual act.
I see.
Right? Whereas this one is Hara-Kiri is like literally cut your belly open.
Okay.
Yeah, so
we're learning stuff here today, friends.
I think that's a great starting point into Hara-Kiri. So the tagline is, I had it saved from the last Google Doc, so it was like, survival was his masterpiece. Like, no, wait, that's music was his passion, whatever. No, that's the pianist.
No, that's the last
Go watch
one.
episode 1. But the tagline for this is, apparently, the world has never understood why the Japanese prefer death to dishonor. This samurai picture provides the answer. That's just what it says.
It's time to learn the answer to that question.
Yeah. And we learned a little bit. So IMDb currently sits at 8.6 out of 10.
And we did look at that last week. And if you recall, that was we predicted that we would like the movie at that same clip.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
We got to, right?
Yep.
Director Masaki Kobayashi, screenplay Shinobu Hashimoto, based on a novel, just like the pianist, but this one is Abu Ronin Ki. It's starring Tatsuya Nakadai. This is why you come to listen to.
It's so kind of you to just say all these names.
Shima Awashita Tetsuro Tamba. So released September 16th, 1962. Now it's a Japanese release date. It was released in like a year and a half later in the United States. This is weird to me because, Marty, you like to do this. You like to put things in perspective.
I sure do.
The difference between what we're watching it now and when it was released is the same as when it was released in 1902, before World War I. How does that make you feel?
That's incredible. I do enjoy
He's
perspective.
lost. Ryan, how does that make you feel?
Ryan is doing something else.
Ryan said that's math. I think I'll be doing something else.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
I love to look at things in that perspective.
Yeah.
And that's fascinating. Do pardon my inquisition.
No one expected it.
What was the relevance in your statement about 1902?
60. So from 60 to 62 to 2022.
Well, I understand that. And 62 to 1902.
Yeah.
What was 1902?
I don't know. It's just like a long time ago.
Just said, dude, look how long ago
think
we
about
were then.
think about
That's
that.
how long ago that was.
Yeah, dude. Isn't that wild?
I thought
before movies were invented.
Before movies were a thing.
Yeah, dude.
If you know
Look
the
how
history
far
of
it's
movies, you know there's that galloping horse.
Is that,
do you remember?
No. Yes, I do remember. I took a film class. Oh,
Yeah.
no, we're a part of it now. We're part of the academy.
We did it.
We're part of the establishment. I was a film critic.
We should probably start talking about stuff, though. We're just rambling, and people are going
synopsis.
to listen to this.
When a Ronin requesting seppuku at a feudal lord's palace is told of the brutal suicide of another Ronin who previously visited, he reveals how their pasts are intertwined, and in doing so challenges the clan's integrity. Very cool. Very cool. Do you feel like that's what happened? That was that was kind of what was conveyed?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
The movie did a very good job of kind of putting us in present moments at the beginning and then intertwining all of the stories to get us to that moment for the climax. And I think it did a very good job.
It's a little bit slower. I forget the runtime, but I was like, 2 hours, 15 minutes maybe?
Yep, a little slower than the pianist.
Yeah, so I was just talking to Tristan, one of our other roommates. We were talking about the...
Shout out our good buddy, Tristan.
Yeah, T-Dog, as he's not known. And so...
Ryan calls him that sometimes.
Ryan does not. He is violently shaking his head. We're going to need to get that checked out. So what was I saying?
You were talking to Tristan.
Tristan.
That long.
I tell you, in one ear, out the other. I just forget. We were talking about how those, a lot of those movies were older movies. It's kind of part of the tension, and especially obviously different culture. But he was talking about how now, like, editing's so much easier now. It wasn't so much of an ordeal. Imagine, obviously, like digital filmmaking instead of real filmmaking. Sorry, I sound like I was bashing digital film. I was not. It's very real. Sorry, guys, you were loved.
Make your opinion clear here.
Yeah, so we talked about how the production of those films was a little bit more difficult, a little more drawn out, kind of emphasized. So I kind of said, it was probably about an hour and a half worth of like story that was told, drawn out a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not even a little more than that.
It was a little bit kind of a snooze.
Did you really think so?
Yeah, I think so. But also, this is a battle that's going on within me right now. Is that we grow up in an age. Sorry, we're gonna get real existential for a second.
That's why we're here, friends.
That's why we do this podcast.
That's why we're called three dudes.
Three dudes in a movie. It's that meme of those three kids like in the like having the Socratic seminar. And it's just like, is the gold scar the best game in Fortnite?
Yes.
But like in this day and age, and it does kind of bother me that our attention spans, I mean, just like scientifically are just proven
that
just
of a
the
goldfish.
neurological pathways are just deteriorating as the more that I look at Twitter. Not even right now, but just in general. But so like any of those movies, I really struggle. I struggle with it. So yeah, I say it's a snooze fest, but also that's a battle going on in my own
I would
heart.
say, yeah, you also just gave a scientific reasoning why you were not as interested now as you would have been 5 years ago.
That's typically what I do. I back up all my feelings with science.
Well, I will say that I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah. It was good.
It's objectively good.
Yeah.
Just from a filmmaking and fan of films perspective.
What'd you like about it?
A little bit of everything, honestly.
Artsy went black and white.
Went black and white
as it had to.
Never happened in 1962.
Yeah.
You ever seen the Twilight Zone? Those are all in color. I should know.
Jordan Peele made him in color?
No, the 90s one.
Oh.
Yes, I enjoyed it quite a bit. What I would say I enjoyed most is probably the character development from the backward storytelling perspective. How we start only minutes before we end, but then we take the bulk of the movie to get there.
Yeah.
I very much enjoy movies that do that.
That's interesting. It's very Nolan-esque.
It really was.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you
Well,
think? Do you think Christopher Nolan has
was
watched this movie?
Hara-Kiri-esque, I should say. Yes, I think so. I had mentioned before that there was a lot of those themes. This is not like just about this movie, but I'm not. Samurai movies are a blind spot for me. It's not something that I go actively seeking. I would say I'm a huge fan. I'm not saying I hate them.
Had you ever seen one before?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't believe I had either.
Believe it. See 12 Ronin. I don't know. Let's say no because I don't remember. But I told you I mentioned like Ghost of Tsushima, which
I was planning on
game.
asking.
Yeah, video game. So a lot of those and a lot of the same themes. Spoiler alert to similar gamer friends that are listening, because this is something that, and I asked the question at the top of the hour. So Marty, what's the difference between seppuku and Hara-Kiri? No, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. Okay, sorry. The reason why I asked the question between what's the difference between seppuku and Hara-Kiri, and it's a point of clarification because I think it's what alludes to one of the major themes of this movie is that this is a movie about the act of seppuku, which is the ritual act, right? Culturally, just samurais like that kind of during the, I guess it's the what was it, the 1600s? What was that, 1609?
1630.
19 to 1630, whatever. It was like a 11 or 12 years.
11-year period.
Anyway, so that was the name for it, but then the name of the movie being Hara-Kiri, much more, it's like a rude term. Like it's like much more, like I said, grimy, like this kind of, hey, this is actually, it takes out all of the ritual out of it. And like, this is what's actually happening. And then the theme being at the end of it's just showing how broken the system is. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So that was for me doing the research afterwards. Was kind of really interesting. I enjoyed that because that's what happens, right? In this movie is.
So after playing Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh yeah. Sorry, bring it back there.
You're totally good.
Yeah.
And get back into where you paralleled that because you brought up Ghost a couple of times throughout our watch.
Yeah, Ghost is very similar where you have a character. Now it's a little bit different. I mean, his motivations between the two main characters are different. One's sort of out for revenge. Well, they're both out for revenge. One, the point of,
what's a samurai without revenge?
Oh wow, that's good. They should have made that the tagline. Is that a country music song? But one of the from Ghost, like he's kind of revenge, and it's a Mongol invasion, so he's fighting for his country, fighting for the Isle of Tsushima. But it sort of comes back to where he's fighting for his homeland, but then the caste system or the samurai political system there is like overbearing and kind of holding him hostage to what he knows he can be doing. And so that's the tension is like he's freeing his homeland, but then he's also fighting against his own people, his family and some of the shoguns and stuff there. Similar to this, where he's like the whole movie, really, the character arc of our main character, the main protagonist, is the guy is what codename Shijiwa, the guy with many. Anyway, the motivation for him is just to demonstrate how broken the system is, right? Like here's this tradition in a time in Japan where you have all these samurai who are wandering around, they're broke and unemployed, like they're suffering, and the only thing that they know to do is to go and this goes into the plot of it, but go and lie and say, hey, I will commit this act of seppuku, and unless you take me in as one of our, what was the name for them? They were
what was
like
the
their
words?
tenants.
Yes, basically just hitmen in a way, just
retainers.
Retainers. That was the official word. Yes, being a retainer of
that's what it was translated.
That specific family.
Yeah, so it's like
one of the Yakuza in a way.
Yeah, it's sort of just showing like how broken. It's an anti-establishment film. And,
it really is.
And not to get nitty gritty, but this is in *62. This is, like I said, Kobayashi. I'm just doing my research here, so you don't have to.
Yes, thank you.
It's post-occupation, post-World War II. So, in a lot of ways, there's kind of this sentiment that the emperor, the way that he handled, the World War II, like handle a lot of that felt kind of traditional, heavy-handed, like Anyway, so there's just
So
there's just time. There's just time in Japanese history that is kind of doing away with the old and embracing the new. And as we know, historically speaking, Western thought, Western culture,
Yes,
this kind of
absolutely.
thing.
So this movie, we have enough backing it up that we could almost say it as fact that this movie is making a statement about
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
modern times in Japan.
Yeah. So like one of these, the Ronin. This kind of set like kind of an idea. This is a small example, but this is what the catalyst for which the film happens. The Ronin in the film say that they had been in the service of Masanori Fukushima until he was exiled and all of his samurais became masterless. So that's what happened. You have these Roman samurai, right? Roaming.
They're not Roman. Yes.
The Romans.
I'm glad we both went there.
Yeah. Roaming. They're roaming.
They are freelancers.
They're running freelancers.
Much like you photographers out there.
No. Their photographers are nowhere to go. The exile happened because Masanori had made, they kind of talked about this, had made repairs to Hiroshima Castle without permission, which was prohibited by law. Masanori and his son were removed from their domain and given land worth much less in Shinano province. So basically, he was making some upgrades to the castle, and they said, hey, you can't do that without our permission.
Against regulations. So.
Yeah, which is almost like... I'm not gonna bash local government. There are certain places in Middle Tennessee where you can't build a picket fence if it's not the same color, height, and width from the sidewalk. I'm not complaining, and I'm not gonna say I've ever tried it, but I do know it happens.
We like nuclear America around here.
Yeah, we love our laws and regulations. But anyway, so yeah, that's the undertones.
And it's a really good catalyst because it creates a cascade, a domino effect that gets us to where we are.
Yeah.
And I absolutely love what that does for these samurais who are without jobs. They are, like we called them, freelancers, poking fun at you photographers, but you understand what it's like to have to find your own work. Well, imagine that your work is killing for hire and there's no one left to kill. And so that's
the other good point. Yeah.
That's where, yeah. So that's being said about the photographers, and now about the samurai. The photographers have no one to kill.
The photographer's like, what do we do during peacetime? What are we supposed to take pictures of?
That's why we say we shoot them, right?
Oh, wow. It's violent.
Very violent, yes. So that's where we find ourselves at the beginning of this movie. And we see this man who, like we mentioned earlier, is looking to commit seppuku, but in this nitty-gritty way, the name of the movie, Hara-Kiri. And so he's asking this. And at the beginning, we are to believe that this is a man of high honor. But the family that he has asked, this is an honor thing, very 1600s samurai Japanese society that us in America could never fathom because life has not been this way for hundreds of years.
Unless you're a photographer.
Part of this world.
Unless you're a photographer.
But he wants to pass on to the other side honorably. And so he wants to do it in this way where there are witnesses, and he can do it in this fashion that allows peaceful passage. He'll die by his own hand, his own blade, and move safely. And we are led to believe he's a man of high honor, but the family is very just apprehensive to him because just moments before, someone who we come to know later that our protagonist knew well had asked the same thing. But during the proceedings of the Hara-Kiri, he asked for a 1 to 2 day leave. He swears up and down he'll come back. But he says, I will come back to this spot. Please request
Which I didn't believe him.
A 1 to 2 day leave. I'm not sure I believed him either, especially
squeamish.
when we're looking at it in hindsight. But then we learn why.
Yeah.
Come to find out that the original one who had asked for leave was our protagonist's son-in-law.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason that he, in the first place, and this is a very, very short synopsis here, but the reason he had gone and asked to do Hara-Kiri anyway is because he had heard about those who had asked to perform Hara-Kiri on themselves and have pity taken on them, and they are either told to leave and given money, or they are hired as what would we call them? Retainers.
Yeah.
Into the family.
Yeah.
But this family was having none of that. Wouldn't let him leave. Wouldn't let him. Wouldn't hire him or pay him.
Clarify this for me. So he's doing this. He's wanting money. He needs money.
He does need money. Very badly.
His wife and son are
Kingo. His son is Kingo.
Fever. He's running fever. They don't know what's going on, and he needs a doctor. So this is a point of confusion for me. I might have been looking at my phone for a second. But
You're looking at your phone during a movie where you had to read the subtitles.
yeah, well, I could just hear it and just translate.
You
Google Translate. I'm like, right, Ryan?
In one ear and right out the other.
Yeah. And then, oh, yeah.
Yeah, we definitely should have
You
tried to
should've.
Google Translate the whole script.
So I'm confused. Where was the doctor? Was he part of the? No. I mean, I know we didn't see a doctor, obviously, because otherwise this would be a slightly brighter movie. But was the point he was going to get money from them and go get the doctor, or was the doctor in with the IU?
No. He was going to get money.
Okay.
He was lying to the family.
All right.
To either get money or get hired.
So where's the banks? You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think I'm going to take it alone. It's like
their credit is bottom of the barrel low. I mean,
imagine I'm trying to think let's like contextualize this a little bit. Like it'd be like no, it wouldn't. Sorry.
Yeah, you don't want to hear him say that.
This is a great I love the best analogies are ones that start with this isn't a good analogy, but
we also could have named the podcast that.
I really love it's just us running through half broken metaphors. So you need a lot of money to pay for college debt. Let's say.
Yeah, I live in America.
And so you go, yes. And so you think, I know what I'll do. I'll join the military. And
never mind.
Then something requires your life to pay off your debt. I don't know. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
I'm trying to think. To me, it sounds extreme.
It is extreme.
It's like just go find a doctor and say, hey, can you do this for
It is truly selling your life for the money. But he didn't get the money anyway. So
okay, yeah.
Totally
so
failed.
You go for debt forgiveness and you don't come back.
Oh, you come back all right.
Oh.
But your head has been removed.
Oh.
And you had to gut yourself with a bamboo schism.
I think that is probably that is the part, because that was the other thing for me where I was like, what is this guy mad at? Like, really? Like, I get obviously his daughter dies, his grandson dies, his son-in-law he finds out is killed.
Had to kill himself.
Okay. I think he looks at that and he says, it was a gamble. He got it wrong, right? And I'm terribly distraught. However, so what happens in the meantime, he exchanged his the son-in-law exchanged his real samurai swords for bamboo swords, right?
Well, he just sold them.
Yeah, he sold them for money.
Had the bamboo ones to make it look like he still had swords.
Yeah, exactly. So then he goes to this clan and tells them, "Hey, I want to commit seppuku," and they're like, "All he has is bamboo swords." So they're projecting. They think that he is a fake samurai. So then
which they have every right to believe because they have heard about and
exactly.
Seen them.
So then they're like, let him kill himself with his bamboo swords then. Which do you. But like that sounds kind of like that's kind of mean. So it was kind of back and forth.
What we're saying is photographers don't sell your camera and expect to make a living with a disposable camera.
If you come to me, if I find you with a bamboo camera, I'm making you cut open your gut.
And what do we call bamboo cameras around here? That's right, iPhones.
Oh no. So I don't know. I kind of go back and forth with it's like whose motivation. That is one thing. Like, whose side am I on? Like this is just kind of a case of mistaken identity.
And that's why I like it. There's no sides. Everyone
do you think
horribly mistaken in some way.
Do you think our protagonist we mentioned earlier
Mr. Hanshiro?
Yeah. You mentioned earlier about just kind of the ritual spiritual like into the next world, to the afterlife.
Moving on to the other side.
Yeah, move to the other side. I wonder I want to know more about this man. Like what is his motivations? You know, like what he did demonstrated kind of against the establishment. But I want to know, like, was he really? Because he could have been like, this is all a sham, right? Like I'm just here to get revenge. I'm here to make a statement.
I think he is just a old samurai who only knows the samurai way, and is just super upset and is wanting to.
I see, but Samurai Way to me says you take the you take the L on that one. That's what the samurai said.
You're right. But also, he himself states in the movie that the samurai way is a sham. He's the one who
he's like, I'm a part of it,
and so he's just
He removes their.
is
He
this
moves
man who-
3 of their ponytail.
top knots,
Oh
yes.
yeah, the top knots. Yeah,
Yes, so he knows all about it.
that was pretty dope.
He's cutting up top
I like that
knots
part.
of samurais
Yeah.
to prove that he beat them without killing them.
Yeah.
And those men have to kill themselves anyway.
They literally call in sick.
Yeah,
I'm
they
not
have
gonna
to call
make
in
it.
sick 'cause
Why
it's
not?
embarrassing
'Cause,
because
I'm
they lost
embarrassed.
a fight.
I'm gonna go kill
And
myself.
all 3
now.
of those he
have to
defeated
go.
have to
Yeah.
Hara-Kiri.
Yeah.
They have to kill themselves.
Yeah.
And so it's this broken samurai code where he's like adhering to it by still trying to take his own life via Hara-Kiri. But in turn, he wants to spit on this family's name that spat on his family. But they didn't know.
Yeah, right.
They thought they were being shammed.
Well, and then it comes full circle. The statement of the movie comes at the end when the guy there is like, cover it all up, tell them it was all sickness.
Yes, tell them
Right.
they died of sickness.
Yeah.
But he still chose to give Hanshiro, the protagonist, to say that he died in honor. It was a proper Hara-Kiri just as he asked.
Yeah. Huh.
And so
But everybody else died.
It's a very good picture of a broken establishment, a broken system. I think that's something that is huge today. I mean, people want to see that in movies, and people want to see that in their media in some ways, is just taking down the establishment.
Yeah.
And of course that's varying.
Well, I wonder.
It's not
I'm
quite
trying to
the samurai
I'm
way.
trying to go back to contextualize it a little bit because we kind of have this hodgepodge in America of independence, do your own thing, live your own way, that sort of thing. And we like to be anti-establishment, except that the establishment for us is so much more ingratiated into our daily life. Like the establishment to us is not necessarily heavy-handed government. In fact, that's one of the things that separates us historically, is that we're not so much in your business. But the establishment would be, Amazon or Apple. So it's like, and we have like anti-corporation movies, but I don't like. I'm just trying to think. Yeah, I mean, maybe it's like Occupy Wall Street type movement.
Yes, there's kind of movements.
So kind of like that.
It's just a man taking a matter into his own hands.
It's almost like, oh my
but
goodness.
on a family level.
Okay, this isn't on the list, but have you seen Law Abiding Citizen?
No.
Me neither. That's awesome.
And this is the content you all came to listen to.
Something that we like tangentially. I like it better than we haven't seen. So, do you know the premise?
Not at all.
Okay, so the protagonist, I forget, is it not Gerard Butler? I think Gerard Butler is trying to catch he's trying to catch Jamie Foxx. So Jamie Foxx is in prison, right? He's in his prison cell, but then he's kind of orchestrating all this crime to happen, and then Gerard Butler is trying to like catch him. So like he's a law-abiding citizen. There's nothing he's doing, but somehow he's orchestrating all this crime to happen outside of this.
That's why it's called that.
Yeah, there it is. Anyway, sorry. There's so much. The people who've watched this movie and love and adore are punching the air right now. But there's so much more. But it's kind of like that, where it's that would be okay. There it is. That would be what I'm assuming to be an American equivalency. Like take the modern prison state and say like, hey, it's broken, but it still works.
Yeah, it works.
It works, air quotes.
But working is not good things.
Yeah, somebody's interpretation of that.
Well, that's super understandable.
Quick note. Okay, so is the guy's daughter so very beautiful, most beautiful. You should marry my daughter.
Maya.
Is it Maya?
Mayo. I don't
she turns towards the camera, introduces her into the camera. And I knew something was off.
Oh, man. Miho.
But
Miho,
yeah. I knew something was off, but there is a point to it. She had black in her teeth.
You couldn't see her teeth at all. It looked like It looked like putty.
Right. Do you know why that is?
No, do you?
Yeah.
You know? Because I turned and looked at you.
and I didn't know in the moment.
Up.
I was like, what? She's like, she's so beautiful. And then I was like, oh man, I don't know.
It's the equivalent of
something in
of
your
a
teeth.
perfect joke when someone says, look how beautiful their smile is. And they just have a toothless grin.
Yeah, and you're some are teeth, some are there, some are not.
But you're telling me this was on purpose.
Yes.
I need to know immediately why.
And I don't know if this is
friends, watch this movie, watch this scene, and listen to what Jacob is about to say. This is going to change your life.
So I don't know if this is I'll qualify here. I don't know if this is 100% correct, but this is definitely the majority of it is correct. I'll explain. All right. So after she gets married, we see that Miho appears to have black teeth. Okay, thanks for noticing that.
No, she does.
Yeah. Teeth blackening was used by married women in feudal Japan as a way to signify that they were wed. This was known as ohaguro. Now, the part that I want to qualify, I don't know that it necessarily always meant that they were married, but it was like mature women, either women of age that were looking to be wed or newly wed in feudal Japan. It's also done around many different cultures around the world, like South America. So, like, it's a thing.
It's like the ruby colored dots in India.
Yeah. Like it signifies something, right? And but at the time, I was like,
The wedding ring.
I thought, what is is it a camera angle? What's going on?
Honest,
It
I
threw
had
me
no
for
guesses. I was just cracking up.
it was.
I was so unprepared to look at
This is
Play-Doh
absolutely
in some woman's mouth.
This is absolutely awful. But I do this thing. All right, we're about to get kind of not sacrilegious, whatever. So coming up, Ash Wednesday's coming up.
Thank God, no one who's listening knows who we are.
It's Catholic. All right, so coming up at the time of recording, Ash Wednesday is this Wednesday, right?
Sure.
I have to be very mindful because Ash Wednesday comes up. And this is on me. Again, I'm not very observational most of the time. But I see some of our Catholic brothers and sisters. And I see, they have the ash across the brow there. And it's at least, not once a year. I'm not crazy. But at least once every 2 or 3 years where a close friend of mine I see and I go, hey, you got some. Oh. I think, my bad. And then they're like, really? Like, you just quick Google search.
Dude,
I'm like, I'm so
you
sorry.
did this last year.
Yeah. It's happened quite a few times. But then I also realized how many of my friends are Catholic. I'm like, oh, okay.
Well,
all right.
Let me raise you with that.
Raise a question.
I didn't. No, it's not even a question. It's just a story.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that Ash Wednesday was a thing until college.
Oh wow.
We have a Catholic church in the town I grew up in, but apparently there were no professing Catholics because I had never seen someone partake in Ash Wednesday until college. And I remember I saw someone who had it, and I was like, oh, they got some soot or something on their face.
Some soot.
But before I had the chance to
You got
ask
soot
anyone,
on your face, Sonny.
I was in a local place. I was able to see at least 2 or 3 more people with it.
And you're like,
so
what
I said,
happened?
oh, it's on purpose. So I
Were
Googled
they
it.
up in an attic or something?
Right. And I Googled it, and I'm like, oh, I just missed out on one of the most
But you notice the Google
celebrated
searches.
practice.
Yeah. Well, one day out of the year, the Google searches will go up, and it'll be, why do people have ash on their face?
Yep.
Ash. Why do they have ash on their face?
On that day, you put the letter A in Google search. It's Ash Wednesday.
Yeah,
What is Ash
exactly.
Wednesday? Yeah. So that was me
Yeah.
once upon a time too.
Yeah. Quick trivia question for you. How much money do you think this made worldwide?
Yikes. $3 million.
So I Google searched it. So, it's... Oh, Ryan, what do you think? Ryan went 150 million.
Yeah, this was 1960.
Overall, or when it was released?
Overall, cumulative, as of today.
I don't even.
This is not adjusting for inflation. Because I can't do that.
I stand by my $3 million.
He stands by 20 mil? $15,000.
Oh, wow. We just gave it.
It was a passion project.
Us renting this movie gave it a decent
We
portion
probably
of its
added
proceeds.
at least $800.
There's no way.
Hey man,
That's
look it up.
absolutely
Look it up.
incredible.
Look it up.
Wow. I
Yeah.
thought $3 million was lowballing it.
Yeah.
That's incredible considering everyone who says movies are incredible says you should watch this movie.
Well, now it's a Criterion Collection, so it's basically,
That's right. If it's in the Criterion Collection, it's made
public domain.
$1.50.
Yeah.
That's true.
Look it up, Ryan. He's our fact checker. Or you guys could call in and correct us right now. Just pick up the phone.
That's
now.
right. You got those comments. You're on Instagram. You got us on the YouTube or Spotify doesn't need comments. Apple leaves comments. You can do that.
So anyway, yeah, Hara-Kiri. Any final
Are we talking
thoughts?
about? Are we
Any
talking
final
about
thoughts?
something?
Any final thoughts?
Any final thoughts on Hara-Kiri?
Ryan, would you? Sorry.
Yeah, Ryan. What did you think?
What did you think
enjoy
about
it?
Ryan?
The thing that I found interesting, nobody can hear me, but
The thing that I found interesting, but nobody can hear
That
me.
not that anyone can hear me. Yeah, we should find something to do.
You would've-
Wow, microphone Ryan. Mike Ryan.
this is not gonna go well. By the end of it, I forgot I was reading subscripts or subtitles.
You're so engrossed.
You're so engrossed in it.
That's good.
That's really encouraging. As an anime watcher, that's encouraging to me to hear. Now, Jacob, as a fellow
Again,
anime
not-
watcher,
Yeah,
how
I
does
love-
that make you feel to hear that?
Oh man, as soon as I was worried he's gonna go cartoon on me because as soon as it goes cartoon, I'm out. That's Mike Ryan, not Meg Ryan. Mike Ryan.
Meg Ryan, famous Japanese voice actress.
Ryan, tell me your favorite Meg Ryan movie and why is it You Got Mail?
It's You Got Mail. She kissed Tom
don't
Hanks
even know.
once.
It's Tom Hanks's friend. I don't even know who you are. Okay, so what's your rating out of 1 to 12 Japanese provinces?
Are there 12 Japanese
I have
provinces?
no idea.
We're keeping the 12.
Hold on one second.
Well,
oh yeah, you're right.
I mean, we can. I was thinking rank it out of how many Hara-Kiris were actually in the movie.
Well, I don't know how many were in. Oh, there's
We can
47 prefectures. So on a scale, I mean, that's about how many people were in the courtyard. You know.
It's about how many people we watched die in this movie.
Yeah. Let's on a scale of 1 to 47.
1 to 47.
47 being high.
47 is the highest, and 1 is nothingness. I enjoyed this at a clip of 38. 38 to 47.
What's the math on that? I don't
Math?
know. What is that? Like that's like
I'll do it real
70,
quick.
73. I'm gonna say 73%, Bob.
38, 47. It's 80. It's a
Wow.
B.
Oh, duh. I'm going the wrong way. Sorry.
You're totally good.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'd give it a solid 8 out of 10 if I looked at it that way.
Nice.
So
All right.
38 out of 47. Let me
Okay.
write that down for me.
Okay.
What are you thinking?
Now am I doing? I'll do a scale 1 to 47. Let's see. Wait, would you get it? 38?
38 out of 40.
I'll give it 35 out of 47.
35 out of 47. Care
Yes.
to elaborate?
Yeah, because I thought it was good, but not as good as you thought it did. It was. So,
Based on our conversation, I would say that's true. I definitely liked it
thanks.
just a little bit more than you.
oh, is that your opinion? Let me tell you why you're wrong.
Well, to keep in sport of our little themes here, I will now be ranking the movies. Jacob, are you ready for this week's ranking of these movies that we have watched so far?
Yes.
At number 100, I have The Pianist.
Where are you going to put this one?
At number 99,
What?
Hara-Kiri.
Hara-Kiri. What
How
was mine?
exciting.
I
Yeah,
don't-
what is yours? You tell
Oh,
me.
crap. I got to look it up. Hold on.
Oh, you gave it a random number.
Yes,
You did 80
where I thought it was
Did I-
going to be. So
I
I
apologize
put
for
the,
not
I put
writing
the,
it down.
The Pianist at number 89.
89.
Out of 100.
Okay, what do you got? Hara-Kiri.
This one.
Yeah,
I'm
make sure
gonna
you write all
give-
these down. I'm excited to watch you fill this out.
Yeah. So number 89 is The Pianist. Hara-Kiri, I'll give number 85.
No kidding.
Yeah.
You liked this that close to The Pianist?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, wow.
I mean, here's the thing: we've got a lot of movies to watch. That
You're right.
that 75 to 100 is going to get crowded. But I'm trying
Naturally.
to. I would say this is on the back half.
Okay.
I
okay.
grade it at the back.
Well, you
half.
said in the back quarter.
Yeah, back quarter. Sorry.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
this will be back quarter.
You were thinking it'd be back quarter?
Yeah, I think so.
This is top 50 for me, I think.
Really?
I think it's going to be, I'm looking at this list. I think it's going to be top 50.
Okay. All right. Very cool.
But I am not guessing out of order, so we'll get there when we get there.
Yeah.
So
I have a fact check.
Ryan has.
Oh,
something he'd
Ryan's
like
gonna
to
call
tell
me
us.
out. What do you got?
The fifteen.
Ryan.
The $15,000 is for gross worldwide box office, not streams.
Oh, yeah. We should. All right. Let's just go ahead and establish a principle.
Box
We're
office
going
always.
box office.
Yeah.
Box
Yeah.
office always.
You said
We're yeah.
overall.
Yeah. You're right. Because if we so it
Because
doesn't.
Thriller
So-
is the highest selling album of all time, but it is not the most streamed album of all time. Do you
That
remember
is
what
Lemonade.
that is? No, it is
It's
Ed
on a-
Sheeran's
yeah,
Divide.
Divide. Yeah.
Sorry, folks, that's from a conversation from the other day.
Yeah.
Not
You
fun to
didn't
do.
like it. You should have tuned into our other podcast. Three dudes.
Three dudes without a movie.
Three dudes in a podcast.
Three dudes,
movie.
no paddle.
Yeah.
So now we have an opportunity to do something pretty special.
Oh, is it?
Are you ready to find out what movie we're gonna watch next?
Oh yeah. All right.
You got your cell phone on you?
We're calling a buddy. I will give him a call. I hope this works.
I am looking forward to it. Remember, the only two numbers off the table are 32 and 33.
32 and 33. See if I can remember that. All right.
I mean, it's a tall order. We
Give him a
got
call.
plenty of time to pontificate
Call?
after this phone call's over.
I hope he answers. He's not going to answer.
Of course he's not.
Oh. Sorry, bud. I'm not gonna say. I'm not even gonna grace him the presence of his name,
Oh,
so that I have a backup. Ready?
you have a backup? Go
Yes.
for it.
See, please answer. This is riveting.
Thank you for listening.
Dude, this is just going to be a podcast talking about how much my friends hate me.
Why'd your ring? What? It changed tone.
It went higher. It like ran out of breath. It's like,
this is a moment I would love to remind our listeners. Please don't stop listening to us. Just
well, we haven't
listen
really
at 1.2 speed.
Just know that. Just know you're gonna get a call. Call one of your friends.
I'll
Marty.
call one of my friends.
Answer the phone and love you and care about you.
Oh man,
I'm gonna call my mom. Hopefully she answers. She won't answer. She's busy. Who we got? Oh yeah.
We're ringing.
And then there was one.
Only one boy remains. Hello, Trevor. I must inform you that you are on air right now. We are recording a podcast, and you are this week's special guest.
Oh.
Well, I'm sure glad I started with an opener. Like, there's only one.
That's right. There's only one boy. So, Trevor, I don't have you for very long right now, but I have an important question. Could you pick our next movie for us? Please choose a number between 1 and 100.
Wow, get to play such an insignificant role in this.
No,
You're
come on.
important to us.
This is deciding the fate of our next episode.
That's right.
Whether or not it gets made.
Oh. Well, Marty, what number do you think I'm going to tell you?
74.
You're an idiot.
This is my best friend, folks.
At least he answers the phone.
True.
I got to go with 17. This is a beautiful number.
17.
All right.
So good friends.
Hey,
Just before you can start drinking.
nice. Just before you can start drinking.
That's perfect.
Hey, Trevor, a follow-up question. Who's your favorite country music artist, and why is it Dierks Bentley?
Dierks Bentley. I don't even think I could tell you one song.
You don't
I
think
bet
you
you
could?
could. I bet
totally
you could.
could.
I could
Marty
do a
thought
lot.
he couldn't, and then he could.
That's right.
Anybody better than Sam Hunt when he
Oh,
walks
man.
through the whole verse and decides it's time to sing during the chorus.
You know, I
He-
agree with you. Unfortunately, he listens to the podcast. I'm so sorry,
Oh, that's
Sam.
right. So, Trevor, we might have to skip this
We're
part
gonna
out.
have to edit that.
So,
Oh, no.
as we say goodbye,
It
friend,
was-
I will inform you
Okay,
of
yeah.
what movie you have chosen.
Wait, are you sure this time? Because we've screwed up before.
Yes, I counted 3 times, friends. I am looking right now at number 17, and it is The Goodfellas.
Oh.
All right, Trevor, you've got us on a mob boss movie, so thank you.
Yeah, okay.
I'll
I'm
talk.
so glad I could help.
You sound so thrilled. I'll talk to you later.
All right, sounds good.
Bye.
All right. Confession. Never seen it.
Neither have I.
Ryan, you're from Goodfellas land.
You're from Italy.
Just remember, I've only seen like 12 and a half of these.
That's true.
And he
That's
said
true.
the half was Goodfellas.
Braveheart.
He's still wondering what happens to Ray Liotta.
It-
Oh, I'm very
Goodfellas-
excited.
Goodfellas. Here's the thing I love about
It's
Goodfellas. already.
comic relief.
It is. I was hoping we wouldn't have another deep movie 3 in a row. Thank God it's this one.
How long is Goodfellas?
You know it's the longest movie so far. I promise.
It's not Godfather's like 3 hours, right?
Yeah, I just meant out of the 3 movies.
Yeah, probably.
So Goodfellas. The favorite thing I know about Goodfellas is that its credit song is Layla.
Is it really?
It's the piano part from Layla.
Okay.
You ever listen to Layla?
Yeah.
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 it's-
What? Oh, yeah. Shut up.
Fair. Incredible song, and it's split in half. You got the greatest guitar riff with some words ever, and then just 4.5 minutes of. No, I don't want to get copyrighted.
I've only
here.
said I don't get a copyright strike. Oh. So I've only seen one scene. It was the kitchen scene.
Yeah.
Because that was going back to our film class that I took back in college. But that's the only scene that I think I've seen.
You got a guess for runtime?
3:18.
I said it wasn't.
2:45.
Surprising. It is shorter than The Pianist by 4 minutes.
Yeah. All right.
So that's encouraging.
Awesome. Cool.
To everyone who is wondering why Trevor said I should have guessed his number and guessed wrong, his favorite number is 17.
Nice. Just like the movie 17.
17
It's
again.
not on 10 100s. All right. So we'll wrap up that with some final thoughts. Sort of. We'll see how final these thoughts are.
yeah.
I have thoughts. Marty, Ryan, I have thoughts.
Please.
I have a question.
Thoughts us.
First off, I want to say the funniest thing that happened this morning. So I was at church, and when you're in church, there's some things that are humorous that happen. This isn't really humorous, but I'm gonna start using it. So you're wondering like why am I saying this? This is where I got it from. So I had a couple people show up. One was a volunteer, and the other one's like greeting. It's three of them kind of like standing around, like kind of in a group. But one of our students like walks up, and he goes for the fist bump, right? And we've all been there. Goes for the fist bump. The other one goes for the handshake. It's this awkward like
Guy just
meshing.
gets punched in the hand.
Yeah, it's just like it's not what I want to see. The third guy literally says, and I quote, "Bro, you just paper covered rock that man." And I died. I was like, paper covered rock that man. I'm gonna start using that.
That was a statement and a half.
That was the quote of the day. I said, I got to go to the bathroom. Not because I had to use the bathroom, because I had to pull that out right down my phone. I was like, that's really good. He said, bro, you just paper covered rock that man.
That's incredible.
Anyway, so there's my highlight of the Sundays. Question for you.
Answer.
This is one I had
Daily Double
in a McDonald's drive-thru. When you hear breakup songs, or sorry, when you hear the term breakup song, what do you think of? Do you think, because there's a few different ways to take it. Breakup song, is that a song you listen to after a breakup? Is it a song you listen to during a breakup? Is it a song you listen to, I don't know, somewhere in between? Where do you guys land on this? What do you consider?
What does during a breakup mean? Like you're getting broken up and you have to be like, hold up, let me pull
do
up my
you guys-
Spotify real quick.
Do you not have breakup songs?
Yeah.
Like, did you play while you're breaking up with someone?
No.
Okay, I might. I have a breakup.
You have a song that
Okay.
you would.
Sorry, I took it differently.
So you grab girl Exhibit A.
Dude, grab girl. It's a person. It's a human being. Exhibit A.
Woman, forgive me.
Yeah.
She is in passenger seat. And you just grab your phone and say, real quick, let me pull up my my Apple Music. Press play.
Yeah.
And then you do it.
Yes.
You actually. That's what you mean.
I've been called out on it before.
What are some of your go-tos?
No, I'm not going to tell you
You
guys.
have to tell us one song.
No, because if I play it, then it's like, oh no, he's
That's
about
right.
to do something.
That's right. Next time you're with a girl and they hear this song,
They're gonna
and
be like,
you're
yeah,
like,
yeah, I can't.
we're not even dating.
Yeah, I was like, why is he doing this? Yeah. But
I think
do you air? Which side do you guys air on?
post breakup,
You go.
the
through,
breakup is over.
Okay.
You're sad.
Okay.
Getting over it. Play
Mhm.
these songs.
Oh, that's what you think of breakup song.
Yeah.
I see. I feel like Ryan, you're gonna have to split the tie on this. Ryan, take it a third way. What else could breakup song mean?
Ryan doesn't know.
All right.
Well,
Well,
I'll also admit I've never done any of the breaking up. I've only had my heart shattered. Sorry, listeners.
you can still. They're crying at other guys.
Retweet if
After
you're
the
crying
chat.
right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like and share and
yeah.
subscribe if you were crying.
Dude, that's good. Good way to get listeners.
Let's do that.
Self-deprecating.
That's right.
No, I don't. But I think it could be both. You know, you could break up with someone and then still be heartbroken, right? It's a crummy situation.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
yeah.
It is.
So maybe.
So you
I'm
just
trying
like
to
to
think.
set
Maybe
the
it's
mood.
like depending on how you write it. Like break up, like 2 words. What is that? Is that like break up
You
songs? That's
break
songs
up-
you break up to.
Yes.
And then break up one word is. I'm listening to this because I'm going. I just gotta have a breakup.
So what about a break song?
Well, that's like that's like Bee Gees. You know,
What about up song?
that's the Uptown Funk.
Uptown.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm not going to start singing.
All right.
Wow, what a riveting segment.
Any final thoughts on breakup songs?
Any final thoughts on breakup songs?
I mean, so what's your go-to breakup song?
Excellent question.
And I'll answer, but from the not from
This is going to
get nasty.
don't lose any points for me in your book here.
I already have.
Yeah, that happened a while ago.
Yeah.
Sorry, box. I kicked the box. That's why I said sorry, box. It is either aggressive metal,
Yeah.
because you need to feel something,
Right.
and that's loud, and you feel something,
Yeah.
or and this is actually what it's been the most in my life, is very specific worship songs.
Oh.
Yes, during my heartbreaks, I have a worship song tied to each of my heartbreaks, and I could name them
Oh
all.
wow.
Yes.
Okay.
So I have
That's interesting.
one song tied to each individual breakup, each individual heartbreak.
So, question:
Answer.
if you're at church on a Sunday morning and
that
they're
song
playing,
plays.
yeah,
Yeah,
are you going through some stuff?
Am I just like absolutely shattered?
They're like, man, the
No.
spirit
No,
is
it doesn't
moving.
take it doesn't
right
take
now.
away for what the song says about our Lord and Savior.
Amen. Cool.
That'll preach.
Ryan, what is your go-to breakup song? If you had
If I had to pick, probably Unanswered Prayers, Garth Brooks.
Nice.
That's a good tune.
Dude.
That's a good one.
See, Ryan's like, I can't do this. I can't talk on the podcast. That's Unanswered Prayers, Garth Brooks.
And
That is,
friends,
dude.
I
oh,
I want to make
it's
it
the
known.
best segment of the show.
Anytime you ever hear Ryan speak, it is against his will, and Jacob has made him.
He's Mike Ryan.
So, Mike Ryan has spoken on behalf
Yeah.
of Jacob Thomas.
Yeah.
So
Edit it back out.
No, dude,
yes,
that
Ryan
was
has the
good. That
power
was
to make sure
good.
he's never heard. So I have a question for you regarding our future and Goodfellas.
Okay.
Well, how do you think you're gonna like it?
I think it'll be okay. You know, they're good guys.
Give us a number.
Oh.
Last week we did percentages. We said 86%.
So we did percentage? I'll give it, what did I say last time? I
We
don't
both
remember.
said 86
Did I say I like Hara-Kiri 86%?
because we saw on IMDb it was 8.6.
Oh, yeah.
and so
What
that's
is
we-
what is it on IMDb right now?
Oh, let's look it up.
Yeah.
Goodfellas, a two-parter, or like the second one?
No, it's a Godfather has. Yeah,
It's a standalone.
Yeah.
I wasn't
So
sure.
Goodfellas on IMDb stands at a rootin' tootin' 8.7 out of 10.
Ooh. Okay, I think rather than get, I'll take. Just see if we take the over under. I will take. I'm gonna take the under. That's pretty high.
Think you're gonna like it under a B plus kind of thing?
Yeah. Dude, movies. There's so many. Really,
Yeah, there's a lot.
I reserve that 9 to 10, pretty 8.5 to 10 to like a handful of movies.
I'll back you up. I have not watched a ton of mafioso movies, so I'm not too sure honestly how I feel about the genre.
Yeah.
Was pleasantly surprised about my first samurai movie.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'll give it the under as well. Let's go. Shoot high 70s probably. Anticipate.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
well, you got a number to throw on it? You said under.
Yeah, I'll just throw the under. Let's just go under.
Okay.
I'm not gonna throw a number.
Marty and Jacob both say under.
Yeah, I don't think it's compelling. Nobody cares.
No one cares about.
Nobody cares about my numbers.
It's gonna say it's exact.
It's probably exact.
Ryan says it's a
Ryan's
perfect 87.
taking the spread. That's awesome.
87%
We love to
on
see
that
it.
IMDb.
Yeah.
How exciting! You got anything you want to plug?
No.
Normally, that's asked on shows.
I don't. Oh yeah. Anything you
where,
want to
like,
like
there are-
personal?
where you're doing something.
Uh,
We have brands, personal brands.
no, I don't.
Yeah,
No. Oh,
yeah, we do.
I? You can follow me. I don't even know my handle.
Don't plug that.
What?
Just I don't know. Just an opportunity to showcase your big dream that's coming up.
Oh.
Friends, if you need a lesson in gaslighting, that's what I'm attempting here.
Yeah. Well, how much?
You got anything exciting you want to say though? I mean, that's fair.
No. No, I think I'm good.
I think I'm good too, honestly.
Yeah, honestly.
Sorry for asking that without having an answer.
Okay.
I'm just glad to be here.
That's
I'm glad
really
you're
cool. Like I
listening.
say, I'm going to Atlanta in spring break.
You're going to Atlanta. I'm
for a mission trip.
I
Pretty excited about that.
Committed to officiating a wedding today. That's
Yeah,
cool.
that's
cool.
awesome.
So, got a couple weddings this summer. Looking forward
big things.
to big things.
Ryan's doing. I don't want to speak too much. Ryan, work with. Obviously, we're in Nashville, so some big names. I'm not gonna say it because I feel like I'm not gonna spill. But some pretty big names, some people.
He was in the room last week with the lead singer of Stained.
He was with Aaron Lewis. This is
I'm
true.
on the outside.
Cut
Although,
that
if you
out,
don't
cut that
know,
out, cut
Aaron
that
Lewis
out.
is a country artist now. Just
And Marty only knows
disappointed
that.
rock fans around the world.
But making Marty a very happy man because he loves country music.
I
All
sure
right.
don't. Don't put those words in my mouth.
Yeah.
Well, we're good to go.
All right.
I think
we'll-
we are so glad that you're listening. Remember to follow us on all the things that we have emphasized in our hellos and goodbyes.
Yep. Join us for episode 3 on Goodfellas.
Goodfellas. Looking forward to it. We love y'all. Be good.
I hope you enjoyed listening to 3 Dudes in a Movie podcast, part of the TDM Media Network. If you like what you heard, go ahead and subscribe to the podcast, share it with your friends, and leave a review on your nearest podcasting platform. You can connect with us by following us on Instagram at 3dudesmoviecast, or email us reviews, ideas, questions, etc. directly at tdmoviecast@gmail.com. Thanks for listening.